Hello, hello, hello. OMG. Welcome back to my channel. So excited you are here. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate you. It's Jody Dunn. I am coming at you with a new weekly video, and we're going to be doing lots of things in the yard this week. I just showed you a view of basically this whole bed that was full of tulips, daffodils, dang it, I forgot what the other one was that smelled so darn good. Hyacinths. Anyways, they've all died, of course. They've all lost their flowers. And I need to trim down all of these stalks now. It's been close to a month, I think, since all of them have lost their flowers. And as not great as it looks when there's no flowers on them, you have to leave them up so that the green leaves photosynthesize and send nutrients down to the bulbs so that they'll bloom again next year. I'm not going to remove all of the stalk. I'm going to leave a couple inches of it still off. A lot of them are already browning, which is a great time to cut them down. But some of them are still pretty green, so I'm going to leave a few inches on there. And hopefully they'll be okay. Because I need to get some dang flowers planted in this bed. And honestly, my first year ever having spring flowers like the tulips and the daffodils, I was a little concerned about digging into areas where bulbs were. So me leaving a few inches of the stalks still in there gave me a great guide of where to not plant. I don't know how anybody else does it, but it was my guide. And I actually did dig up one bulb accidentally. So I put it back in the ground. Hopefully it'll be okay. So I had went to the nursery and bought some zinnias. I did try to grow my own. And I've showed you in a few videos. Out of everything I grew, the zinnias should have been the easiest, and I had the hardest time with them. So I did have to go buy some. The nursery did not have any that had bloomed yet. So I have no idea what colors I'm going to get. Most of them were labeled mixed variety. So, you never know what colors you're going to get, which is totally fine. They're all beautiful. So I'm going to get my zinnias that I purchased in the ground and cut down a lot of this green. I still want to try direct sowing some zinnias, but not in this bed. I had asked you guys a few weeks ago, can I try to direct sow them in this bed? I've got weed barrier down. I have mulch down. Will it even work? Nobody really had an answer for me. I haven't been able to find any videos on it. So I'm going to try that in the backyard. Here I'm going to plant ones I know will grow.
Hi, beauty. Can I come closer or will you fly away? I'd like to see it. You are a male, I think, because you are very vibrant red. Oh, there you go. Oh, you're going to sit right there. Well, hello. Hello, I'm sorry. I did not mean to disturb you. I'm the one that puts the food out. It's all right, I'm a friend. Oh, you are so pretty. Okay, bye.
I just love seeing the cardinals every day. Look at this gorgeous male over here. Oh, so many birds have been visiting and so many other creatures. We're going to talk a lot about the wildlife today in today's video. All right, I got all my zinnias planted that I purchased. Now I need to work on this little tray here. My friend Vivian, I told you a few weeks ago she had given me some bleeding hearts that I planted. Well, she also gave me this tray that has a couple of different things in them. And one of them, this big soil block here, is a cone flower that she pulled up. It also has like some common violet in here, which is a weed pretty much. So I'm just trying to separate it. And I think the coneflowers have rhizomes, which is how they spread. And I wanted to see if I had multiples that maybe I could have 2 coneflowers. These will be a great perennial, and I'm going to plant some more, I think. If you're new and this is the first time you've seen one of my videos, welcome. I'm so happy that you are here. Would you please say hello to me and let me know you are new down in the comments so I can welcome you and say hello back to you. So, yep, these do have rhizomes. It looks like a really good root system. From what I could see, there was 2 rhizomes in this coneflower, but I just wasn't confident enough to split them apart. If there would have been more, I would have tried. And I was trying to dig a dang hole. I need to dig kind of a big hole for this because of the roots. So I went and grabbed my Rootslayer. That works way easier. If you're already subscribed, thanks for coming back to another video. I appreciate you. Definitely leave me a hello down there so I can say hi to you as well. So I did order some seeds. I'm going to try starting my own coneflowers, and I will add more to this bed, which will be, like I said, a great perennial to have in here. I'll probably always plant some zinnias in this front bed because they just look so darn pretty. But I wanted to have some other things that would just come back year after year. And so grateful for Vivian for giving me those. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at what I found at the nursery. Lizzie Anthus. I've been watching videos on Lizzie Anthus since January, and I was going to try to seed my own. They take forever to grow. I would have had to have started mine in December to hopefully get blooms by summer. And I had went to the nursery and asked if they had any Lizzie Anthus. I got 2. Both of them have a little bud that hasn't opened yet, and lots of other, well, you can see the color was pink. It hasn't fully opened. They look like a little rose. They're so pretty. Anyways, I went into the nursery and I was like, do you have any Lizzie Anthus? And the guy was like, I think I have 2. I got 550 in, and they sold in a day and a half. Oh my gosh. So all the purples had already sold. He had 2 pink ones left. So I bought the 2 pink ones. And hopefully they'll get a little bit taller. They grow anywhere from 1 to 3 feet tall, but these have like 6 or 7 buds on them. So they're going to be super pretty, and they are just going to be an annual, which is fine. And then the other thing I'm going to plant in this bed is another thing that Vivian gave me. She had Shasta daisies, which apparently must self-seed and spread. They are a perennial as well. So she gave me like a big clump of Shasta daisies. And so I'm just going to try to separate them. And depending on how many I can get with good looking roots, I'll just kind of plant them all over. I have no idea when these typically bloom. Do they bloom in the spring or in the summer? So I don't know if I'll get any blooms this year, but I'm just going to get this bed started with a few.
Yes, you and your little white tail are adorable. Oh, hi, woodpecker. I haven't seen a woodpecker in forever. Hi. Oh my gosh. You little squirrel better get out of there so the woodpecker can eat. Oh, dang it. Little squirrel, you have had enough. You have had enough. Thank you. You and your little cute white tail. Get out of here. Look at this gorgeous baby. Wow. Ah, so pretty. So happy to see you, Mr. Butterfly. You're gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Look at that blue on his, I'm very close to him. Oh my gosh, he's so pretty. Okay, he doesn't like me filming him apparently.
All right, the next thing I'm going to get planted is my snapdragons. I seeded all of these, and they are really growing wonderful. I did put some in a pot on my back deck, and I wanted to plant some in this front bed here. So I'm going to get these all in the ground. So I've been telling you for a few weeks now that I'm having all kinds of trouble with the squirrels and the chipmunks. And I was complaining to the girls one day. We were in the car, I think, coming home from school. School's out now, but anyways, I was like, the darn squirrels keep eating all the bird feed out of the bird feeder. And those dang squirrels need to be out in the yard hunting for their own darn food. And Viviana goes, well, aren't the birds supposed to be hunting for their own food too? And I was like, touche, Viv, touche. I don't care, though. I want to feed the birds. So you can see I have my scissors out because with the weed barrier, it's fantastic. It really cuts back on the amount of weeds that come up, but it does make it kind of a pain when you're trying to plant because you got to cut through the weed barrier. It's really not that big of a deal, but again, making self-seeding things more challenging, I would think. So anyways, I'm going through and getting all these in the ground. You can see the hubs is in the background. He weeded the whole walkway. It looks so nice. And now he's pulling. There's always going to be a few weeds here or there. So he's pulling any weeds he finds in this bed while I am planting my snapdragons. And back to the squirrels and the chipmunks, the thing that I don't understand is I fed the birds last year. They didn't bother the bird feeders last year. This year, they're obsessed with the dang bird feeders. They've been knocking them down. They've been breaking them. I'm even having trouble with my dang hummingbird feeder. It's just been very frustrating. So I got to figure out a new plan. I got to move them. I got to get them off the tree so it's not easy access. And I know there's all kinds of things they sell that you can put on poles so that the squirrels can't climb up them and stuff like that. So now we're going to move to this lower bed. This is going to be the first year that I have ever planted anything in this lower bed. And this is basically going to be my dahlia bed. You can see all of the dahlias that we started from tubers a few months ago. And Hubs is helping me dig holes. Not a few months ago. I think my mom and I did them maybe a month ago. And then I did buy 2 from Walmart.
Oh, you just putting the whole pot in?
Well, no, but I'm just seeing if this is deep enough or if it's too deep. That should be.
It's too deep, yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because we're on an angle.
That should be good. So if you want to just dig the holes and I can just come back through and once it's covered, this will be about top level. That's where I want them. And I told you last week that I also did buy what is it called? A peony bush. So we're going to get that planted. It most likely will not bloom this year. It would have had to already bloom, but hopefully it'll bloom next year. I'm always so grateful when the Hubs helps me dig the holes because that's just such a big, it's a big job for me. He does it easily. And I'm just so grateful for his help. So he's getting all the holes dug for me so I can go back behind him and get all of these dahlias in the ground. And so hopefully they can start growing even bigger and start giving us some beautiful flowers. So I would love to hear what you are working on this week. Definitely feel free to share it down in the comment section. I would love to cheer you on.
Add a little bit of soil. Oh, that nice. Well, look at where the soil ends here.
Right, in the front. Is where
I would build this up just a touch. Like put a little bit more on the bottom.
What do you do? Put your hand in, just tip it?
Well, kind of. Loosen everything up and then it should all. Okay, now see this is the tuber right here. I can see it, so make sure that really gets covered with dirt over here on this side. I mean, the whole thing needs to be covered, but.
Tubbs was digging so fast and I wasn't keeping up fast enough, so he's helping me plant them. The one I'm planting here, who was with me last year, I had one little dahlia that I thought for sure was a goner. I got it in the ground, it started growing, then it started dying. And anyways, it fought all year long. And it came back right at the end. It got a bud and it never bloomed because the frost hit it. So I'm taking special care of this one because I marked them all with a stick on what color they were. And this one I marked dahlia that fought all year long. So I'm hoping this year that it actually blooms for me. It was one of the first ones that started sprouting up. So this little guy is a fighter. I don't even care what it looks like. I'm just going to be happy to see it growing and hopefully blooming. All right, we have the dahlia bed potted up, and we'll just call it a peony bed too because we got the peony potted as well. We decided to move that there. I'm going to put some flowers in there, but I have 14 dahlias in here that are just going to be absolutely gorgeous. I moved my hanging baskets up there, and of course once we fill the bed with fresh mulch, it'll just look absolutely lovely. All right, this bed is done. We're just gonna wait for everything to grow to see what I need to fill in, if anything, because the zinnia bushes, well, the zinnias will end up looking like bushes. Look at, I'm so excited that I found 2 of these. It's already opening. Like I just put it in the ground and it already started open. How dang gorgeous these Lizzie-anthus are gonna be. Oh, I'm so excited. So I've got all the zinnias in here, the Lizzie-anthus, and then I got just kind of in a little cluster around here, the Shasta daisies. We'll see how those do. And then the one coneflower, purple coneflower back there. And I am gonna I think I'm gonna grow some more coneflowers on my own. That'll be a great perennial for part of this bed. And so far, this is all I have done with my snapdragons. You know, gardening takes a lot of work. So I'll come back at it another day and we'll get this all filled with beautiful snapdragons. I gotta go get in the shower because we are babysitting the grandbabies in a little while. And oh my gosh, finally. I didn't think they were gonna come back. I got the hummingbirds back. I've been waiting since May. I thought they'd be back sooner. Maybe I just missed them, but finally I'm seeing daily visits from my hummingbirds. Hi, little Hummer. I'm so happy to see you. Aww. Well, I didn't film this, but I came through and I weeded this bed. And then I planted all of the sunflowers that I had sown that were growing. And pretty disappointed. I just did this yesterday. Wow. These, I think, are my Mexican sunflowers, which look good. These look terrible. Something came through and it ate them. This is a dwarf. They germinated the best for me. They were the strongest, the healthiest, and I think I had 6 of them that I planted all in the front because they're dwarfs. They're going to be smaller. I have one left. Something came through and dug them up and ate them. Oh my gosh. That's the only one. Well, these 2 look decent. Oh my gosh. This one's broken, so some things just went trampling through here. That one got eaten. That one got dug right up. That one's broke right off, so that's done. This one's broke. Oh my gosh. Dang it. Well, that's a real dang bummer. Well, we're going to move into the backyard and do some cleanup. I got a whole lot of weeding that I need to do. If you couldn't tell, I was pretty sad about those sunflowers. If you are a gardener, then I know you totally get it. Like, I spent a month watching those things grow and taking care of them, and they were getting so tall, and I was so excited to have sunflowers for the first time ever. And just to have something come through and destroy all of them, except for the Mexican sunflowers, which I thought was kind of weird. The Mexican sunflowers, I'm not going to lie, they were the ones I was most excited about because I heard they attract a lot of butterflies, and I'm trying to create just a whole yard that the pollinators and the wildlife love. But, you know, I guess I don't want the squirrels and the chipmunks to love it. I knew there was probably no chance that I could sow seeds into the ground. They would just be gone from the amount of birds and chipmunks and squirrels that I have. But I guess I just didn't realize that they would take the actual seedlings that were that big out so quick. I was going to go and sprinkle some cinnamon or something around them. I've heard that squirrels and chipmunks don't like anything that have like scents, to try to save them. And it wasn't even 2 hours later after I filmed that one part, I went out and they got all the rest of them except for my sunflowers, or except for my Mexican sunflowers. I even started a new batch, thinking that I do like succession planting of the sunflowers. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know what? I'm not going to fight the wildlife. I just think at this point, I'm not going to be able to grow sunflowers except for the Mexican sunflowers. So Clark's been coming in the house with a whole bunch of little things stuck to him. And so I was like, you need to get out in the yard, Jody, and start cleaning up some of the weeds in the backyard. This is an area that I did clean up all of the leaves, and the leaves really were fantastic to help cut back on the weeds, although we still had all kinds of things growing, even with the leaves on the ground. But now that there's nothing on the ground, see, this is what I'm talking about. They're sticking to me. They don't hurt or anything. They're just kind of annoying. They get stuck in his fur. I can't even remember what I was saying. Anyways, there's no leaves on this part of the ground, so the weeds are just going crazy. I have so much, what is it called now? Hang on. Goldenrod. I didn't think it was a weed, but you guys told me last year it's a weed. It has spread like crazy in the backyard. You can see all of the tall ones like in between the trees. So I'm going to get all of that down. And I know somebody's going to comment and go, you got to put something down on the dirt or else the weeds grow. Yes, I know that, but the backyard is way too big. I'm not going to do weed barrier right now. I'm not going to put mulch back here right now. I'm still working on cleaning up all the leaves. And although the leaves did suppress some weeds, really not that many, it also created a perfect area for poison ivy to grow in my yard. And what did I find last year? 2 separate yellow jacket nests that were in the ground. So I'm still working on cleaning up the leaves. I still got a lot left to do. So in the meantime, I'm going to get this area weeded, and I've been going over in my mind some things that I want to plant here, because obviously if you have things growing, that will help suppress the weeds. And I'm just, it's just going to be a yard that I have to weed frequently while I have all of these trees. I have no intentions or plans on removing all of the trees. And with the amount of trees I have, I cannot grow grass back here. Grass would definitely stop a lot of the weeds from coming up, but I don't get enough sunlight back here to grow grass. In case you're wondering why I'm not using the Grandpa's weeder that I showed a couple weeks ago, because I do love that thing. That thing is awesome. This area is just too filled with weeds, and it's just faster for me to go through and do this. Plus, doing the physical work and being able to see a little bit of the progress that I made here was a really great distraction from the disappointment I had from my sunflowers. But I got to tell you, the cutest thing that my husband said, which really made me change my perspective on what happened to the sunflowers. So I'm going to tell you that in 1 second. Look at all these volunteer trees that started growing. These are all ash trees. OMG. I don't want to go trudging through here because I have not cleared underneath, and I don't like trudging through when the ground is covered like this, and I do not know what is underneath of it. But look at trudging through a little bit. See all that? That's all hydrangeas. They're all hydrangeas. I don't know why they were planted back here. Like, they do not get any sun. I'm gonna have to move those and figure out a better spot for them. But I didn't even realize how many I had. There's so many hydrangeas back here. Is that a hydrangea? Let me come around. I think this is a hydrangea too. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to scan this on the app. I'm pretty sure it looks, I'm 99.999% sure this is a hydrangea. Don't know what that is. That looks like another ash tree. Let me scan this. All right, yep, that's an ash tree. That's an ash tree. Hydrangea. That is a hydrangea. I need to watch some videos. Can I transplant it now? Can I move it now? So maybe it'll do, I mean, my gosh, I don't know how many I have. Look at all those. Look at all, they're all hydrangeas. I don't know if, we do have 2 rather large volunteer trees towards the, well, there's more than 2. Towards the back of the property that we hadn't got down yet. That looks like a dang maple tree. It's grown so big now, it's a shame to take it down. I don't know, I might leave it. All right, let's get back to weed pulling. Those poor hydrangeas, they're not gonna bloom. They didn't bloom last year either because they literally get no sunlight back there because of all the trees. I don't know if the trees have grown, and when they planted them, maybe they didn't have as much shade. But anyways, I got a little scare here.
Oh, hi, Mr. Toad. Hi. You scare me a little bit.
I don't know if you can see him. Something was rustling around and it kind of scared the crap out of me. I don't want Clarky going after him. No, Clarky. Can you see him in there? I don't even know if you can. But there's a little toad in there. Clarky, get out of here. Get out of here. Scared the crap out of me. I always get comments like, aren't you worried about snakes? We do have the garter snakes. I heard some rustling in the weeds and I was like, oh crap. I've never seen one in my yard. So anyways, it was just a little toad. So, okay, the cutest thing my husband said just this morning, he was looking outside and he comes in the kitchen and he goes, it's like I'm watching a Snow White movie. I look out in the yard and I see the squirrels, and I see the chipmunks, and I see the red-winged blackbird, and I see the blue jays, and the cardinals, and the chickadees, and the hummingbirds. And I just started laughing, and I was like, yep. And that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted, and that's what I love. So don't even worry about the dang sunflowers. Oh, well, if you can't grow the sunflowers, Jody, then you can't grow the sunflowers because part of the wildlife that you love ate them. It's like walking outside into Snow White's cabin. So I'm just going to not even worry about it. And you can bet your bottom dollar that I'm going to have something that's going to be taking food out of my hand. I know some people are going to say, you shouldn't do that. I don't care what you say. I'm going to do that. I've already been practicing. I've already been waiting. All of the animals, like, they don't even hardly go away from me anymore. They know I'm the one that feeds them. So I've been going outside with peanuts in my hand and just standing there and waiting. I went out this afternoon and I came back in after a little while and my husband goes, did you have any luck, Snow White? I said, not yet, but don't worry, I will. And don't worry, when it happens, I'll share it with you for sure. We're going to move back to the front yard. Hi. Did you get your fill? Can you tell me who has been doing this to the hummingbird feeder? That's what I would like to know. Are you just going to stare at me? Hi. Okay, goodbye. Look at this. I don't know who is doing this to the hummingbird feeder. I had to buy a new hummingbird feeder. I got to swap it out. I'm guessing. I mean, I can't even get those things. I'm too zoomed in. I can't even get these things out without from the inside and punching them out. They're hard to get out. And some animal is coming along and taking them all off. I find them on the ground every single day and must be trying to drink the sugar water. My heavens. It's just a battle with all of the animals. Look at that black squirrel. Oh, and a mourning dove. We used to see black squirrels all the time when I was a kid, only up north. Now they're downstate as well. I have a couple of black squirrels in my yard. They might be common in some areas, but they're not common in this area. And of course, we've got the little guy up in the dang feeder. OMG. Oh, what do we got? Oh, a blue jay maybe? Oh no, that's a blue jay. I'm looking through my camera, so it's harder for me to see. All right, we got all the critters. I just pulled in the driveway. Oh, look at that woodpecker. He's so cute. Just had a blue jay up there too. Oh, there's a blue jay right there. Dang it, not getting the woodpecker. Come on, show me your cute red head. We got the blue jay and the woodpecker. Oh my gosh, they're so darn cute. There's nothing on that side, woodpecker. The seeds are on this side. What are you eating? Is he just pecking at the wood? I think that's what he might be doing. Because there's no food. Oh, yeah, there is. I forgot. There's seeds on that side too. Little dang cute woodpecker. All right, we're going to close the video out here. I got all of the snapdragons planted. I got just under 50 here, which doesn't look like a lot. I guess I still got so much space to fill if I choose to. I don't have to fill this whole bed with flowers. But they'll look beautiful once they start blooming. I replaced the hummingbird feeder with this little one. It said ant and bee proof on it. So hopefully the hummingbirds just finally came back. And I don't know what's been taking everything out. And look at what the dang chipmunks and squirrels are doing to the bird feeder. I gotta move this. Oh, hi. Bunch of birds up above. And I wanted to show you, I got, the Lysianthus are doing gorgeous. Like so pretty. Oh my gosh, they are so pretty. I found 2 clearance hanging baskets they were $4.99. I love fuchsia. And my thought was to put them in the backyard under some trees. I think that'll add some color back there, and I'll get a shepherd's hook or something to hang them on, but they're on clearance because they don't look great. I mean, they have a ton of blooms on them. What should I do? The middle is pretty bare. I've watched a lot of videos on reviving hanging baskets. You got to really cut them back. I don't know if it's the same with the fuchsia. Obviously, I'll do, fertilize them, and hopefully that will help as well. But do you love fuchsias? Do you have fuchsias? Have you ever cut them back? Is that what I should do? I'm not sure to revive this. I mean, it's not terrible looking, but I know it could look a lot better. So leave me all of your fuchsia tips, if you would, please. So, all right. We got a little bit of backyard cleanup done, a whole bunch of flowers planted. and ready for them to bloom and look gorgeous. And let's go take a look real quick down below at the dahlia garden. Oh, P.S. I bought a hydrangea. So I'm thinking of moving the hanging basket and putting the hydrangea there. Hi, Chipmunk. I didn't show you this, but I bought a little hibiscus too from Walmart. So I don't think that one's hardy to my zone, but I'm not sure. Anyways, we're going to keep a special eye on, I think this one. Is this this was my favorite one last year, and it took way long to sprout. It took the longest to sprout. I didn't think it was going to sprout, but it did finally. We're going to keep a close eye on this one, because this was my mystery guy from last year that I told you about. See, I marked mystery. You can't see it now, but I fought so hard to come back. So we're going to keep a close eye on him. And then I've got some unknowns that the buds they all budded up at the end, but then the frost hit them. So there are some that I just don't know, but I think this bed is going to look gorgeous. And the dahlias that I did buy from Walmart are looking beautiful. So, all right, there you go. That is what I have for you this week. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. I hope I was able to keep you company maybe while you were doing some yard work or something like that, or doing a project in your house. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I'm going to see you again next week. Bye.